It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Beautiful day in the neighborhood. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Would you be my neighbor? So I told you last week I'm going to revamp this entire show. And so I'm working on that, but I don't want to let listeners down or my sponsors down until I'm close to what that looks like. All I know is this. I want to be, talking head is fine, a lot of opinions is fine, but I really want to be in a position to help people move forward, people in general, but especially people who have been marginalized, people who have been ignored, and how we can do better and what I can bring to the table and who I can bring to the table to help us as a people do better. Because it is so easy to sit in these chairs and podcasts and all that kind of stuff and give your opinion. But the question is, are we helping move any agenda forward? And my biggest agenda are people, is people. And so I really, I'm not going to say I won't, because I'm going to give some opinions today. But I'm not going to say in the new format that I won't give opinions. I'm not saying that I won't stand up against injustice. But I want the main focus to be how we move forward. I had a saying in my last election, help all boats rise that want to rise, because some boats don't want to rise.
That's true.
Some boats are comfortable, and I'm too far along in life now to be trying to tug on people who don't want to move. You don't want to move. That's on you. Mm-hmm. But for those who have a desire, I think it's so important. So I want to have those kind of discussions and information on this show that you would not normally have, because most of our talk shows, we just talk about our opinions on things, but not really bringing, I want to talk about those things that other cultures talk about. I want to talk about money. I want to talk about opportunities. I want to talk about and really connecting people with those opportunities and out of the box type of thinking, and bring folks to this show that are doing great things to inspire other people to do great things. And then I'll splice in some of that, I'm always going to deal with current events. That's just a part of who I am. Mm-hmm. But I am so concerned, especially in this area, Western New York. It used to be a time that they said that the South was slow. Yep. And they weren't progressing and they weren't educated. And now, and what grew out of that was HBCUs and a thirst for education, a thirst for advancement, black businesses and areas of wealth, so that we can kind of turn this scenario around that black people in Buffalo who have money or who have means are sellouts. I want it to be where people are okay advancing because they're working toward their own advancement. Mm-hmm. And I just think that at a certain age, you go from making it to making other people. Mm-hmm. Because it's like 60 years old. I've been greatly blessed in my life. I don't have any complaints. I'm healthy. I'm not on any medication at all. I take no medication. And I think that we need to now teach this generation that is coming behind us and the generation behind them and ourselves, because there are people my age that don't know certain things, and I want to learn from people. It's just where I'm at in this point.
And it's so important. I mean, I give a big shout out to April Baskins in her vision for the Buffalo Bills Stadium, and really making certain that people get an opportunity, minorities get an opportunity, because too many times we're always told, you don't have the scale, you don't have the this, you don't have the that. Well, how do I get it if you always tell me this is not for me? And big ups to Douglas Jamal as well, because she had an event a couple of months ago. Mm-hmm. And some of the people who were bidding or interested in the Level Up program for the Bills said, hey, maybe I can do something over there. And so I was at the event where she brought about 7 to 10 small businesses, and Douglas Jamar met with them and on the spot gave them contracts.
Well,
On the spot said, "Hey, this I'm gonna try you on this right now, and
Yep.
then you see what you can do, and then we'll see if we can go forward."
so here's in Buffalo News today, posted about 6 hours ago. Task force aims to make sure minority firms get their fair share of Bills Stadium work. Patrick Freeman got to know the ins and outs of the National Football League through covering the Buffalo Bills as a reporter and broadcaster for 29 years. And it goes on. Everybody on this station knows Pat. He really fought for the Bills Stadium
Right.
to be downtown.
Absolutely.
Now he's taking, according to the paper, on a new role in one of the biggest construction projects ever in Western New York. He's tasked with making sure the Bills and its general contractor, Gilbane Turner, live up to their promise to be inclusive in the building of the new $1.7 billion Highmark Stadium in Orchard Park. In November, Freeman was appointed chair of the new Stadium Committee Inclusion Task Force, one of the first of its kind to oversee the expanding of access and opportunities for disadvantaged small businesses that are interested in participating in the construction and operation of a new stadium. His focus will be making sure that the community reaps benefits from the $850 million in public money being invested into the project. Quote from Freeman, "I've had some great experiences and they've been diverse, and I hope I can bring that level of expertise to the position and hopefully help out the taxpayers of Western New York and the MWBE contractors that normally get passed over for these type of projects," Freeman said. So he's over this task force. I don't normally do this. But this, I think people have to know what some people in our community feel, and why we have to achieve.
Right.
Because there is still a segment of our community, and they're bold enough to write it in the comments.
Yeah.
And so, I thought that this was a very good thing. Pat has been very involved. If anybody should be the head of that committee, that was a good
Right.
pick. He didn't come along out of nowhere. He has been a Bills fan. Let me read. Somebody says our governor will most likely include the illegal immigrants. This was the one. But will they show up to work? Okay.
Wow.
Talking about black people, MWBEs, and then the reply. And like I said, I don't normally do this, but I just need people to understand why we have to do well. This was somebody said many of these comments are pathetic. For those haters of DEI, you should read The Power Broker, the chronicle of the great Robert Moses, who is widely touted as the greatest builder, blah, blah, blah. I see stories all the time about contractors that are fraudsters, and scam artists. What's most interesting is it seems the vast majority of those businesses are owned and run by check notes. Oh, they say white men.
Well, that's what I was getting ready to say. So where we have to be careful sometimes with NWBE is because how some of these WBEs get in is a husband will just put his wife at 51%, but it's really the husband's company still putting up the facade that it's a woman-owned business. So where we think we're giving a leg up to MWBEs, 60% of that MWBE is white women fronted businesses.
We've seen that over and over again. Another comment says, again, it has nothing to do with hiring the best that you can afford to get the job done possible. There are people who still don't get it. That's my point. There are people who still do not get that there is a segment of our community that is always either priced out or the rules are so tough, whether it is bonding and those type of things, that an African American and a true woman-owned business, that oftentimes we can't get that business.
Absolutely.
So I'm applauding all of these efforts that are out there. Rashid, you have a list. I'm not just talking opinion. You can go, if you are a small contractor or if you're a business, you can go, there's a website that has the contracting opportunities. What's some of them that you see?
It's called the Buffalo. You can go to Buffalo Bills newstadium.com.
Okay.
It has a list of proposals, and one of the latest proposals released is that they have a proposal for roofing, waterproofing, overhead coiling doors, door frame hardware, millwork.
Wait a minute, go back to let's go to one. Door frame hardware. You said it's Buffalo Bills what?
Buffalo Bills newstadium.com.
Newstadium.com. Oh, I put in the whole thing. It was like the wrong way, but
And it's under Gilbane Turner contractor opportunities for Buffalo Bills new stadium contract.
so folks, and then you go to contracting opportunities.
Yeah.
So we bring in information for real, not just talk. Do I go to go to Bills contracting? Bills contracting.
I think it says current contracting.
Okay, so there is one you said for door hardware.
Yeah.
I just want to look at something that might be the easiest thing in the world.
Yep.
So what is it? What do you have to do? Does
So-
it say?
Well, it just go. You look at the proposals. It says view full proposal package description. So it gives you the descriptions of what you're going to need.
Yeah, because they probably lay out the specifications for what you got to bid out. Whether it's a certain type of door hardware, the manufacturer, all of those things. So that way you put the plan together and create the price list for the bid that they're proposing.
So you click on the link and it shows you the actual proposal package names like 28A roofing. And you go through and it gives you the description of what the scope of work includes, but it's not limited to roofing, flat tapered metal subroof, thermoplastic. I mean, it explains to you what you need to do.
They have a job in here for food service equipment.
Yep.
This is a request for a proposal to furnish and install various equipment for food and beverage spaces throughout the new Highmark Stadium. Scope of work includes, but is not limited to, furnish all labor, materials, equipment, services, and supervision which are necessary for and incidental to the delivery, unpacking, blah, blah, blah. They have some opportunities. The question is, are we ready?
No.
You say no.
No.
Are we ready?
No, we're not ready. But you can partner with some. I mean, like you just said, we got to think outside the box.
Come on, that's what I'm talking
even
about.
Even though I may not know it, if I have the know-how to get the contract, and I can bring some other contractors in that know the work and are licensed, we can get it done. Because they got one here for toilet rooms. You mean to tell me that you don't know people if you are doing this work?
If you're doing the work,
you can get somebody to come in and do some toilet work.
Step up. If you're doing this work already, be legal, number one. Be legal, have your papers together.
Right.
And then that way, just what you said. And I taught this last night. When God created us, he created us to have relationships,
Absolutely.
right? That we can't do it all on our own. And I think we have to realize that the folks who are going to bid on this, it's not one person coming up with a van.
Right.
Who's going to try to fill everything out. You're going to have to give up some to get some.
Right.
And that does mean at times being able to partner, and everybody you partner with might not be from your neighborhood.
Sure won't.
Right. But it's going to benefit your neighborhood because it's going to benefit you. It's going to benefit your family. If we look at, okay, we got a $1 billion project here, possibly a $1 billion project on the east side on Humboldt. That's $2 billion
Yep.
worth of work that's coming in, being made available. But you can't get ready. You got to be ready. You got to stay ready.
Got to stay ready. And that's the thing, because like you said, it's about who can I get to know now?
Yes,
What
yes,
relationship
yes.
can I create now? So, okay, I might be your sub on this contract,
Yeah.
but I'm bidding for this one, and then you can be my sub. And then that's how these companies start.
Absolutely.
And that's how those relationships start. That's how you build capacity and the capital to keep going. Because like you said, not all these companies got all the dump trucks and got all the equipment, but they know two companies they can make a call and get
Will you
trucks
say it?
and get their equipment here today.
Absolutely.
So you need to get those relationships going now.
Yeah, I agree. It is about relationship, and we as a people have to build stronger relationships.
Yes.
I got a woman in the back right now, Ty. Now, the first time Ty cooked for me, I put it on Facebook, right? And she cooked for me. She gave me it was she took care of her pastor, but she is now called on all the time.
Yep.
First time was I keep telling this story. I put it on Facebook. Sister Bessie Patterson saw my post, called Ty to come and work Gospel Fest. Ty now, she still helps here at the church, but now she's got consistent business.
Yeah.
I would love to see whether it's Ty and Mercedes who's out there and other people. You got to partner with them. Listen, I cook for Darius. I ain't cooking for no group. I'm calling Ty.
Right.
I'm calling Ty because that's what she does. And I'm going to brag up on Ty. And this is what I'm about this Bill Stadium. They're still not making the mark, but they're trying.
Yes.
And they're doing this is personal. I think they're doing what they can to try to say, but they can't create them.
No.
You got to create them.
And I think that too, there's so much negativity behind this a lot of times, but we got to work through it. I mean, we have challenges in getting this stuff done.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand this MWE process. People say, "Oh, it don't work," but you got to give it a shot.
Yeah.
And you got to put forth effort, and you got to have your stuff together.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times that's the problem. You don't have your stuff together, and then you want people to do backflips. So, because you remember we were trying to get a contract for a minority.
Yep.
Regarding the snow.
Yep.
We did everything we were supposed to. All of a sudden, he's like, "Oh, I can't get it."
Yep.
But we did all this legwork.
Like we even got money to buy them equipment.
Yes.
We found money to buy the contractor equipment to use that
Yes.
would still belong to the city.
Yes.
Right.
So, bro, all I need you, or sis, all I need you to do is get on that snowblower
Yes.
and clear out these places.
Yes.
But we could, and the Stepniak was there.
Yep.
Steve,
He was
tried.
supportive of
He
it.
was
Yes.
so supportive.
Absolutely.
We have because you don't have to have a huge company, but you got to want to grow.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you just want to stay stuck, I don't know what else to do.
I know you remember when True Bethel had a meeting. And I can't remember what it was. I think it was a joint school construction project when H.J. Russell came. H.J. Russell is a Atlanta contractor. He's the largest minority contractor in the country.
And part of your family.
And part of my family. And he started his contracting company from the Atlanta airport. He started with that contract and built on that. And so sometimes it's just the opportunity to make this thing work, get you some competent partners, and you can make this happen. You don't have to do it by yourself. But I think too many times we try to just do it by ourselves, and that's where we get, messed up, that you try to do it by yourself, and sometimes we just can't.
Yeah.
But you have other contractors out there that's doing work, but they don't want to go through the process of doing the paperwork. But if you have somebody that can do that portion of it, can we bring the other folks to the
I look
table?
at John Greer, who is
Absolutely.
our electrician,
Yes.
who we use, and how he has brought up his grandson. And now his grandson is in the business. I would love to see somebody like his grandson, who's always on the ladders and always doing the wiring, be able to expand, right? And so I think with these opportunities out there, I mean, I don't want to lose them as a phone call away. I don't want to lose them when I need a doorbell put in. But I do want to see him. I want to see him prosper.
But like you said, it's
Make a living.
It's the ability to grow, so that way you can still put the doorbell in, but you got a crew that can go work down at Orchard Park,
Absolutely.
and that's that capacity we're talking about. Because the Bills ain't trying to hear, "Oh, I got to run. I got to go run, put a light bulb in. Back in Buffalo, I'll be back in an hour." They
Absolutely.
ain't trying to hear that. They like, no, we got deadlines to meet, because what people don't realize, when you're on these joint projects, your part of the project is holding up 12 other contractors.
Absolutely.
So you can't be running off site, because they're gonna be like, "Hey man, get them off this job."
Oh
site."
yeah, definitely. You're gonna lose the contract.
But those are the experiences that we need in order to grow. Because if we don't understand those aspects of it, we never grow. So we need to understand those things, and we need to bring people on. Because I think when Ross was on the show a couple of weeks ago talking about carpentry and talking about getting our young people engaged in that aspect of it, many of them are walking away from it. But it's an opportunity to be your own entrepreneur.
Absolutely.
That's a way to really do. And when we had those vocational schools back in the day, that was your avenue.
Yep.
I can go to McKinley for plumbing, or I could go to Seneca for electrical, and I could come out and I could be an electrician. Taking the test
And still can.
Yes.
Here's what I'm saying.
The building trades is
The building trades are out there. You got Northland Corridor.
Yeah.
You have opportunities, but you got to take them. Now, I'm just gonna say this. Now, I retired from the council, and that didn't mean I ain't gonna still make money. I'm gonna listen. I have been as humble as I can with everything, and I'm still going to remain humble. But I don't think it's a bad thing for me to continue making money so that my family is taken care of, so that I'm taken care of, so there's a legacy there, so I can leave something to my grandchildren, and quite frankly, so I can live well.
Hey, listen, there's another elected official who is publicly saying, oh, I'm going to make money.
Yeah.
So I don't know why, like you said, we got to feel bad.
We got to feel bad. We got to feel bad if you got something, they a sell out. They just, you can call me. Let me tell you.
He was on the front page of the paper said.
Would you say it? I'm just going to say it like I'm saying it straight out. You can call me whatever you want to. At the end of the day, I deserve to eat just like everybody else.
Absolutely.
And I want everybody to eat. That's the deal. I want but I'm already looking. What I'm going to do next. I'm concentrating on True Bethel. I'm doing, but I've always been able to multitask. But I want my people to have the attitude that it's okay to have. That
and we gotta start working and being more purposeful and letting people know, shut down the negativity and the nonsense. I was listening to a lady yesterday. She was on Facebook and she said that she had went through a fast food franchise and she saw a young lady. She had all this makeup on her face. She says, "Baby, why you call it?" And she said, because she started crying because people laugh at me about the acne. And she started saying, we have to, as a community, support our people, not just our young people, but also our businesses. You go to a business and you don't like something and you complain and you tear it down, but that's tearing us down. There's so much that we can do when we stand together and we support one another. Just like you talked about, hey, you put it out there and all of a sudden take out all these other businesses.
Yes.
We should be talking about that. How do I put my family down? How do I put my friend down? How do I put a nice business that I've gone to? They're doing a great work. How do I put them out so that they can build more? Because guess what? They're in our community, and now they can hire more people from our community.
Absolutely.
And you're
It works
right.
two ways.
And you're absolutely right. As a matter of fact, I was just told a story yesterday. There's a national renowned comic in town, and probably the promoter took them to a black-owned restaurant, and they posted it on social media. Somebody's first comment, "Oh, that was a mistake."
Wow.
And it's just you saw it. I was told that. I was like,
Crazy.
that's a shit. It's that business could have got so much, like you said, promotion because of who went there. And then the first time, if somebody was not from Buffalo and then saw the comment like that's a mistake, now they like, oh, I ain't going there.
But notice what we didn't do. When was it Barack who came in and got chicken?
Oh,
and,
yeah.
They was everybody ran out to that chicken establishment.
Sure did.
If we can go on and on and on, that they'll run out. But we got to shut that down.
Yeah.
We got to shut that down because that's an opportunity for that person to be turned on. So if
Absolutely.
you didn't have the greatest experience there, then don't go back.
Right.
Yeah.
There's other ones.
Because somebody did.
Sure did.
Somebody had a great experience there. And I want to encourage black businesses who people say something negative about you. Let me just say this. If you're in business, there's always going to be.
Always.
Right.
Always.
It's just like running a church. Right. It's always going to be somebody who say, "Oh, I wouldn't go over to True Bethel." Okay, don't. Bye.
Right.
But them other people, those people who packed out last night,
Yes.
they come into True Bethel.
Yes, they
so
are.
I'm not going to concentrate on somebody who this ain't your flavor. I'm good with that. But I'm also not going to change my menu.
No.
Every time you don't like what's on the menu.
Right.
If you don't like okra, don't order okra.
Right.
Or if you had a bad experience with my fish, don't order that fish.
Right. Hey, no, you're right. And if you're the owner, like you said, you got to be prepared for that.
Yeah.
And then the customer service is not go back.
Yes.
And then be evil and mad yourself. Like, all right, well, sorry you had a bad experience.
Yep. How can I make it
I
up?
can make it up to you, or just be like, hey, sorry you had a bad experience. And just leave it there. Like,
Yeah.
but you don't got to go back and forth
Yeah,
either.
I
so.
want to encourage people who are doing anything positive. And you out there, at least you are out there. And always expect, I always expect some negative on anything I do. You grow thicker skin, and from some of that you can learn.
Yes.
Now, if 10 people came in to get your fish sticks and all of them said they was frozen, listen.
Change the recipe.
Yeah.
But I've also seen business owners do that back and forth on social media. What for?
For what?
It does nothing. It gives the people with the negative opinions rise.
Right.
It gives them status. And then the algorithms pick up. And then more people are sent over to the page. The best answer that I learned when I went into the military, my recruiter said, "You gonna mess up somewhere along
Yes,
the line.
sir.
You're not perfect." He said, instead of arguing with your training instructor and trying to explain, the answer is this: sorry, sir, I'm going to try my best to make sure that never happens again.
And you have two great examples. I remember Dr. Hobson. Some woman came in and said, something wasn't right. He says, okay, well, I'm going to refund you your money and I'm going to give you something for free next time. And I'm like, okay. And then even Ike and BG, when Ike was
and
around,
BGs.
when somebody came in, he said, oh, baby, well, let me take that back. Let me give you something else. And I got this to you. I'm going to take care of you. And that's the way you do it. It's like, if I made a mistake, I'm sorry, but I'm going to make it good.
Gonna make it good. Hey, Jim on Facebook, my man Jim, Corinne and Dwayne and April. April. Oh, April Williams, I love okra and fry. but you know what I mean? I think we have to, especially our young people, like train them that everybody doesn't have to like what your product is or what you're putting out there or your song or whatever else, and expect that, but concentrate on what you are doing. And let the social media do what the social media does, and you step above the social media and do your thing.
Right. And because, what I struggle with is we get on social media, we end up chasing ghosts. You don't know if this is a real account. We don't know if this is a real customer. And like you said, an algorithm now done put this post in front of me. So now I'm like, yeah, me too. This is why I don't go. You ain't even never been in that restaurant. And now you chasing a ghost because now you going back and forth with somebody who's never been to your restaurant, never spent the dime, never been to your church, never been to here. And now you chasing and defending, and they're a ghost.
And I think, especially when I was younger and dumber, I used to chase those ghosts. Used to chase. Well, why? Somebody say something, they go, oh, why? And then you start going, why? That's their opinion.
Right.
So what? Live your life. Live your life. People, it's in my office, people have a right to their opinion, and I have a right to my life. And that's what I want to encourage business owners, and especially new business owners. Just don't get in the mud with these people.
And we got to support our young people and trying to teach that to them. In the Bahamas, they got the thing with tourism, and they teach their children about tourism, great customer service. And so those kids, when they come out, they know that this is how I got to do. This is how I'm going to eat. And we have to start teaching our young people, because some of them, I can take it or leave it. No, you just don't take it, leave it. Perfect it. Become your own entrepreneur. Because those are the great opportunities in our community. We have to start looking at those trends and how we start really supporting businesses in our community. Because we'll talk it, but we won't go there. And then we'll dog them, just like the one. I thought that was a great opportunity for that business. You got this dude coming through, and then all of a sudden you got something, oh, I wouldn't go there. I'm like, what?
Yep, and that's okay. So to whoever that business was, and we won't say the name out loud, but I'll say this: whoever it was, I encourage you. God bless you. God bless you that you are taking a chance, that you are out there in business, and that obviously you are recognized that they would bring somebody who is not from Buffalo into your restaurant. So congratulations and kudos.
And I was going to say, and there's a reason why our businesses are going to Elmwood, Hurdle, and
Would you
on
say
the
it?
other side of town. There's a reason.
Would you say it? Would you say it?
Yep.
This is a really nice post. Justin said, well, I tell you, I went to the Juice Lounge. Is that somewhere local? She says, and posted my smoothie that was beyond delicious, way better than the Smoothie King, laugh out loud. But the next day, the owner said, many folks came in asking for the smoothie I posted. That felt great. Here is my disappointment. Several folks I know comment that, yes, the smoothies are good, so I'm scratching my head like, why didn't y'all promote it? Plus, you can hold small meetings there. Plus, it's clean. Now, I'm going to check it out. I don't do smoothies, but sound like something I want to check out. They're quick, with service, and pleasant. So she says it's at Genesee and Fisher. Genesee and Fisher. Yeah, so I think stuff like that's what we got to keep doing. I think I've always been like that, but I really, really, really want to be 10 times of what I was in promoting things in our community that's going to benefit our people, and just let the naysayers be the naysayers. Like, I'm at a point, I'll get on, I'll post something, I might comment on a couple people, and then I'm off. I'm about doing my life. About doing my life. You got to do your life.
That's why literally the only social media I have right now is Twitter.
Really?
I'm not on Facebook or Instagram right now.
Wow.
And it's probably been some of the most peaceful
It's
months
peaceful. It's
ever.
peaceful. I don't, because you can't, everybody knows, I don't even want to be around people who are going to bring garbage. Oh, they saying this. Leave me alone. Just leave me alone. I'm over here drinking my smoothie,
Yep.
living my life while you sitting on Facebook and want to bring me in the Facebook world and what somebody said. I want to encourage people out there right now, get a life. I got a life. I have a whole life.
Yes.
And when you got a whole life, you don't spend most of your life looking at everybody else's life. That's
Sure
all.
don't.
My
Sure
life is
don't.
passing you by. You sitting there.
Life is passing you by. You mad at somebody else or because somebody's opinion. But folks, we got to get it together. Now, we're talking about the Bills Stadium. There are opportunities out there. And again, this format is going to change because I'm on purpose going to bring you opportunities. I'm on purpose going to bring you education. I'm on purpose going to teach you things that we don't normally talk about, that we complain about, but we don't talk, we don't learn. And then at the end of the day, we just talking heads.
I'll tell you what, that smoothie do look good.
Oh, you saw it? You went on her
I
page?
just saw a picture.
Oh, shucks.
I just saw
Oh.
some picture. Shoo.
Now that's that. I'm going to look at Genesea Fisher.
Yes.
Genesea Fisher. I don't do smooth. I need
That
to do
look
smoothies
good.
because they are very beneficial if they're made right. But at the end of the day, I might have to check it out too. That is the promotion of your culture.
Yeah.
That is because I want to say it's owned. Somebody tell me on Facebook who is it owned by, or is it just a local business? Whatever. I want to promote it. I want to say, let's keep that kind of love going in our community, and that way it takes the naysayers and put them on the side. Let's put them on the sideline.
No, it's absolutely. Hold on, I just got to an article, December 8th, 2023. Who is the Bernice Lee? That's the owner.
Bernice Lee.
Says her own health battles inspired her to save others.
Wow. All right.
She had lupus and kidney disease, and this is an article from WKBW. I have lupus and kidney disease, and my brother found there was a need for this, Lee said. It has always been fast foods. It was never a healthy choice for us. Lee says receiving treatment for her condition gives her the motivation to do the smoothies.
We got a phone number? Let's call her.
Wow,
Let's call her. Let's call her real quick. See if we can get a phone number. And brag up on her. See, this is my heart. This is where I get my joy from. And I just want us to do better.
Yeah.
That's all. Oh, she said, black on.
Yeah, and Dr. King even said it. I mean, since we're going into Black History Month, what are you doing serving others?
Yeah.
What are you doing for others?
Yeah.
What are you doing for others?
Because that's what this life really
Yeah,
and having life.
Yeah.
You don't get wealthy not taking care of anybody else.
Yeah.
I don't believe you're successful if there isn't somebody else who's successful with you. I think about us growing up and how we had our dreams, and we're living our dreams.
Yes,
we're
sir.
definitely living our dreams, And Jan, you, myself, we encouraged each other and never competed with each other. We encouraged each other, and I'm thankful. We're trying to call over. They might not be open yet. Somebody text you a number? I don't know when you don't even have a number. So somebody text you the number. This is the power of radio. This is the power of social media, and this is the power of positivity and the positive vibe of love that God actually created us to have. And sometimes we can get caught up in our careers, and we get caught up in politics, and we get caught up in all that kind of stuff, and we forget that God is love. God created us so that we can love, and that love will feed you.
Yeah.
That love will feed you. Oh, I think we got somebody. He got to let them know we want to put him on the air.
Because you talked about it last Sunday about praying for others and supporting others. It's part of our spirit being to really do that. And when we start recognizing it, the joy it will bring us back.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So we're trying to get somebody. Justin, you started this over. We got somebody at the restaurant. We're trying to get somebody over at the restaurant. Who we got, Mark?
This is the owner, Bernice Lee.
All right. Should I come over toward the phone?
Bernice, can you hear him?
Yes.
Hey, how are you? People are bragging about you right now on the radio.
Oh, I feel so honored. I'm good. Thank you, guys.
Good. Tell us. I know we caught you off guard. What time is your spot open?
I usually try to open up like 11:30, 12 o'clock, and I close at 6:45. I'm only open from Tuesday through Saturday.
So you're open today and you're open tomorrow.
I'm open, yeah, for the weekend. I close Sundays and Mondays. Mondays is my prep day, so yeah.
Okay, so I know I need to be doing some smoothies, and what Justine put up online, it looks so good, but I'm lactose intolerant. I don't like carrots. What would you suggest I come to your place and get?
Well, first of all, we are non-dairy, non-animal product. We are plant-based only here. We are gluten-free, and for the most part, we are sugar-free. I only use raw plant-based, so I use sugar canes. I use any sugar. And my smoothies are sweetened with agave and dates and raw honey. And I trust me, whatever fruits and vegetables you don't like, you can drink them. So they are so good for you. And I haven't had a problem yet. People say they don't like avocado. They don't like
I don't either.
kale, but they love them. I never liked avocado before I did this. I love it. Inside of a smoothie and stuff, it tastes like ice cream.
Really?
I promise you.
Really?
Yes.
All right, so we're going to check you out. We over here bragging about all of our business owners, and your name
Yeah, this
came
is
up.
God sent because I have lupus and kidney disease.
Wow.
So I opened this up to heal myself and heal my community. And my levels of my kidney disease and my lupus has went down.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? I still face the hardship, but this is all God's work. I never made a smoothie before this. And when I first started, I had to pray. And God woke me up and he gave me my menu. You know what I'm saying? I have to give my first honor to him because I never had a smoothie before I did this.
Wow.
I didn't know nothing about a ginger shot or nothing. So I pray and he makes it happen. I follow my assignment.
We are so proud of you, and I hope that people who are listening will stop over at your place and that they will patronize you and then boost you, because when you do well, we all do well.
Thank you. I appreciate it. This means so much to me.
Wow, thank you. See, this is my walk.
And I was just going to say the Juice Lounge, 2234 Genesee Street.
This is my walk.
Yes.
Thank you, dear. Talk to you soon. This is my walk. This is my walk.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
telling you right now, this is my walk. That's powerful. That's a powerful testimony.
Yes.
It's powerful. Justin says, Bishop, this show reminds me of what former mayor of Charlotte, North Carolina, Patrick Cannon did. I'm not sure what that means, but I'm going to find out. But at the end of the day, thank you for that, and thank you because I see my path clearly.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to. I see my path clearly, and it is to promote. It is to help. It is to get us to a place. Y'all can do all the fighting. I'm not. I'm not in the fighting mode. And this right now.
And there
in
will
this
be
season.
matters that cause for a fight.
There will be.
Right.
And I'll take care of that. But I don't want it to be every day, every show. I got to look for a fight. I want to look for progress.
But I appreciate what she did and why she did it.
Yes.
Right.
It was a calling on her.
'Cause she
It's
could've
not-
just made the smoothies at home for herself.
Exactly. It was a calling on her, and she decided to take action. And now it's a benefit to her, not only health-wise, but also economically.
Absolutely.
That's what we got to do. Find your lane.
Yep.
gotta
There you
about
go.
us.
Come on.
Find my
Come
lane.
on. Preach.
Find my lane.
Preach. Find your lane.
Yep.
And stay in it.
There you go.
Stay in it.
Speaking of finding their lane, Hobson's, the doctor of dry cleaning, found their lane, 874 East Delavan. Patronize somebody who has been in our community and supported our community from day one. That's Hobson's, the doctor of dry cleaning. Brian K. Lewis Funeral Homes, 3 locations to serve you, 347 Peckham, 2528 Bailey, and 1275 Sycamore. In your hour of need, it is Brian K. Lewis Funeral Home. Listen, folks, I want to thank you for giving us the opportunity. I'll be back, I believe, next Friday, but I'm working on a new time, a new format that we are able, but the only thing, I like the interaction with the audience. You know, it's been suggested that we pre-record it and we could do a lot of cuts and edits and all that. I like the interaction with the people because just like Justine put up, she said, I'm crying, so I've got, oh, wow, she's crying. Allowing black-owned businesses to call in and advertise.
The person who sent me the number, it was from the station. They said I run the show after.
Wow.
So, that's awesome.
Wow. I love this, Buffalo. Thank you for the opportunity to serve. Until next week, power to the people.
When it comes to something as personal as your clothes, you need to deal with somebody you can trust. That's why so many people turn to Hobson's Dry Cleaning, conveniently located in the heart of the community at 874 East Delavan at the corner of Wyoming.
When you take your clothes to Hobson's, you can trust that they'll be ready on time.
You can trust that your whites will be white.
You can trust that you'll always get a fair price and service with a smile.
You can even trust that you won't have to get out of your car if you don't want to. Hobson's has a drive-through window for your convenience.
Trust is what it's all about at Hobson's Dry Cleaning.
Hobson's Dry Cleaning, your one-stop dry cleaners serving the community for over 30 years at 874 East Delavan at the corner of Wyoming. Call 891-8298. That's 891-8298.
Brian K. Lewis Funeral Home has 3 locations to serve you in Buffalo: 347 Peckham, 2258 Bailey Avenue, and Providence Memorial Chapel at 1275 Sycamore. Brian K. Lewis Funeral Homes offers traditional services, and they have services for all faiths. And at Brian K. Lewis Funeral Homes, they have air-conditioned parlors and chapels. Financing is available, as is limousine service. At those difficult moments in your life, Brian K. Lewis Funeral Homes is available where you are with counseling services. Call toll-free 877-885-7734. That's 877-885-7734. Or locally 845-5545. Brian K. Lewis Funeral Homes. We are here to serve you, here to serve this present age. Call today, toll-free 877-885-7734. Or email info@brianklewisfuneralhome.com.